Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Having a good time here in the pre-show and the chat and everything. And looking back through, wow, we have a whole bunch of people out there out tonight already. Frenzy Wicked Truth is out there. Aussie Man. And all y'all keep on chatting out there with them, so it's hard to distinguish who's out there and who's not. Chris Nealon's out there.
Michelle Marcoux.
Old Cranky Woodshop, which that is
That's
Chris
Studley County,
Ahern.
Southwest Florida.
Yeah. So anyway, we have a lot of people out there. Chris Nealon's his damn spell check, Chris Ahern. What was that all about? I missed that.
I must have missed it too, but he's misspelled it again.
James Parker. So glad y'all are all out there.
Jimbo.
Mike Morris. Mike from Seiko. Oh, Mike from Seiko. Yes. Mike is working with Seiko, and I'm trying to think of his name. Just coming to extreme loss right there. But he's over there on Facebook. But Mike is working with Seiko. What is his name? What is the guy owner's name? Mike, can you help me out there and tell me what his name is? I can't think of it. I know it like I know Brenda G's Designs, but I'm at a loss.
Jim Dockrell's not here tonight.
Yeah, Jim Dockrell's not here tonight?
Nope.
Oh, he's not here tonight. Okay.
Nope,
Okay.
he's not here.
Ray Seymour. Thank you, Mike. Ray Seymour, who owns Seiko. And I don't know why I couldn't think of that. You know, when you get to be my age, it's called all old timers. That kind of crap starts kicking in. But Mike Morris is working with Ray Seymour over at Seiko. And I'm glad you got to join us tonight because Seiko is one of my sponsors. You see, up there on the thing, you'll see his name up there every once in a while, right up there for Seiko. So, but yes, so thank you all for being here. And since we are talking about sponsors, let me go ahead and talk about them. And that's Devobal Technologies for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years of woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bear Wood Supply Company. For your best choice of woodworking supplies, go to bearwoods.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist, woodringshop.com. Seiko, the scroll saw specialist, Seiko.com, and Scrollnado, desk collection for your scroll saw, and you can visit them on Amazon. Those are all my sponsors. And I'm so glad to have Mike from Seiko being out there in the chat tonight. Go back and tell Ray I said hi. Haven't talked to him in a while, so that's great. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up while you're out there. You know, right now, go ahead and hit that thing. Give me a thumbs up. And if you will click that little bell up there, it will give you a notification every time that we have a live stream or I put up a video. So don't forget to click the bell. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Yes, subscribe. Don't forget those things. I would appreciate it very, 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 very much. And yes, once again, Seiko is my sponsor. I have their Seiko 21s, ST21 scroll saw. I love it. I love it. I love it. And actually, one of the best scroll saw. I thought the DeWalt DWS, I forgot the number now, but was one of the best scroll saws I ever used until I got the Seiko. But now that I have the Seiko, yeah, I can tell you it's one heck of a scroll saw. It's sitting right over here beside me. Trust me, it's right over here beside me.
DeWalt DW788.
Yeah, I'll have to show my messy workshop, but I'll show you. It's sitting right there beside me.
The
That
Florida
is not a messy
chapter.
workshop.
Yeah, that's one heck of a messy workshop. But see that Seiko? That's a heck of a scroll saw right there. Let me tell you. So anyway, before we go any further, let us talk about the people that are here with me, and that's the panel. And they are Brenda.
Thanks, Russ. I'm Brenda G. Brenda G's Designs. You'll find me just about any place on the internet under Brenda G's Designs. I have a YouTube channel. I do a live stream on Thursday night with Matt Haas called Mind Equals Blown at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'd love it if you join us there, or we talk about interesting facts and shenanigans and just, whatever going on. We still haven't figured out exactly what it is that we do on that show, but everybody seems to enjoy it pretty good. I also do some crafts on my channel. You'll find a whole lot of craft videos, and I do some comedy. You'll see some interesting playlists on there. One of them is called "And That's Why I'm Still Single." One of them is called "That's Why I Need Bail Money," and I also give free advice. I said it was free, never said it'd be good.
You're right. You did never say it'd be good. I agree with that. I watch them every once in a while when I get a chance, and I'll just leave it at that. Chris.
Sure, I have to follow that. Wow, gee. Go to the top and then down to me. Hey guys, Chris here at the Old Cranky Workshop down here in southern, sunny Southwest Florida. Find me on YouTube and Facebook. And that's about it because I'm just way too lazy to keep up with the other platforms. So, and oh, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Month.
The whole month.
The whole month.
Yeah, the whole month. Paul.
Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop. You can find me on YouTube, on Instagram, here on Saturday nights, and someplace in my Messy Workshop when I can get in there. That's all I got tonight. Thanks for having me on, Russ.
You're welcome. Jim.
Jim Bashir's from Driveway Workshop, and I've been pulling out the lathe again because I can get back out in the garage. I took all my glue back out because it's not going to freeze anymore. So made a nice little cherry dish that started off as a bowl until I bounced a piece of 60 grit sandpaper off the top of it that was up here, so I could just cut it off. And I've been doing these to replenish my wife's Etsy store with because we're kind of out of those.
Those sell pretty good, Jim?
Yeah, not too bad. The first one I put on sold, I don't know, within a week or so, but unfortunately it was somebody that was in England, and we'd never sold anything before, so we went through the, post office nightmare of trying to ship something overseas, and she finally said, hey, I got this place in Miami you can ship it to, and it ships it over to me. So, but oh god, shipping overseas is crazy. But yeah, they do. They're not too bad.
Yeah,
I had to reorganize all my kits and stuff because I've got like these kits, and you can either get gold or these brushed chrome, and I got these seam rippers, and I've got needle threaders and bottle stoppers and all kinds of stuff I'm putting on it. So I went out in the garage, and all the kits were just like piled into one box. And I took some Tupperware containers out there and my label maker and went to town on the stuff. So
yeah, I had a couple of times before I learned, when I was doing some of the like the Whirligig Wars and the pallet count and stuff, people from like Ireland or whatever would win, and I really quick realized that I was paying more for shipping than the product was worth that I was shipping to them, the prize. So I'm like, all right, this has got to stop. And I know these people that here, let me change back my camera mic real quick. I know these people that want to enter from the other countries, and Jim Bing is in Canada, want to enter and everything, but they don't understand. I can send them a $10 gift or whatever that they won on the one of the things that I do, and it ends up costing me $35 to ship it over there. So it's not worth doing it. So I think what I've learned to do is to tell people that are out of country, in other words, outside of the 48 of the USA, that they have to have a PayPal account in order, if they want a prize. In other words, they can enter all day long, and I'll show their thing off, and they can get a recollection that they got number one, but they're not going to get a prize at number one. What they can do is, if they have a PayPal account, I can send them cash. Because that's the best way to do it. So, in other words, if they come in first prize, the equivalent of whatever the prize was worth, they can get like $25 or whatever, so in cash. So that's the only other way I know to do it that would make it really halfway to be existent. But anyway, so not getting any further deep, go Al.
Cash works, Russ. Cash works.
Why not?
You give them a sense of recognition. That's half of it too, by the way. So I'm Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop on YouTube. I also do Nostalgia podcast at 9 p.m. Central tonight on Javi's Woodshop, and I do a stream on Twitch, which I do at 2 p.m. Sundays, and I'm working on a retro cabinet. I'm going to be cutting out the display part of it. Have the cabinet all done. I just need to put the LCD on it, and that'll be tomorrow at 2 p.m. on Twitch. Kilroy 79763, all over the place. I mean, just go look me up. Anyway, great to be here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Jim, Dixon. I don't know why I keep
Dixon
calling
Hoffman.
Dixon Jim.
I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at Hoffman Signs and Decals 3D Printing. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah. I watched you the other last Sunday, Al, but you said you were going to start at like 2:00. You didn't start till like after 3 my time.
Well, your time, it's 2:00 Central. It's 3:00.
Well, you don't put that on there. You say 2:00.
Central is the real time.
Yeah, Central.
Yeah.
Well,
2 p.m. Central.
Yeah, my wife was sitting there. We sit there and we were like, I turned our fingers and going like, where is Al?
I mean, the Pilgrims didn't land Central, so come on.
Yes, they landed in the Eastern Standard Time. The country was built on Eastern Standard Time, so you need to conform. You need to put out there when you're going to do your show. It will be 2 p.m. Central or Eastern Standard Time. Let us know that it's going to be a different time.
See, Al, you can't do anything right.
Yeah.
According to a certain person.
He tries.
Can I bring up the ad?
No, I'm not going to allow you to. So anyway, tonight we have Jim Dockrell, and he is. Why is everybody laughing? You got me laughing now too. Yes, he is the sexy guy. See, he's got that up there. Sexy guy. He's the sexy guy. So, and Jim has taken on a task that I really thought when I saw it, you're crazy. I thought you were crazy. But you've actually taken a church or a chapel, as you put it, and you're actually taking that and remodeling it and making it to a home. Is that right?
Pretty much correct. Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
And parts of the chapel or the church is like 2-story, is it not?
Yeah, there's actually 2 buildings. One's a 1,900 square foot community center, and the other is a 1,600 foot chapel, and both with full basements.
Wow.
Okay. So which one are you turning into your home?
So the upstairs of the community center is our home.
Okay. what are you going to do with the chapel?
Good question.
You haven't
Yeah,
got to that yet.
The basement of the chapel is my shop right now.
Okay.
I'm slowly wrestling it into submission to being a shop.
Okay, well, no, I got what you're saying, because I was in the assumption and I don't understand why I did this, but maybe because I'm dumb, but I was thought they were kind of like attached, like the church had an off wing, which was
They are attached on the surface. There's a walkthrough.
Okay,
On the surface. The basements aren't attached.
Okay.
There's actually 8 feet between the basements of dirt.
So you're taking you're doing the top floor of the community center, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that'll be our home. It already had the kitchen in it.
Right.
So, big church kitchen. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a heck of a church. Has always had big kitchens. They have to cook for a lot of people, so they're going to be big.
Yeah, that, and then the original kitchen we've turned into our bedroom, and then the dining area is our living room, dining room.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now there's rumors that you're putting in a stripper pole. Is the truth in that?
Anything's possible. It depends when you bring yours up here and install it and start putting on shows.
Linda wants to audition. I can see it.
7 shows a week and a matinee.
I heard somebody say the other day too that you took that baptismal pool, you're gonna turn it into a Jello wrestling center.
Ooh.
Actually, the baptismal pool is out of there now.
Okay, so I got to know, why would you buy a church and decide to turn it into your home?
It's a roundabout story, but we were living in a mobile home in Southern Ontario, and the mobile home park sold, and the new owners turned out to be incredible jerks, and their maintenance people even worse. So we were sitting and talking and just said, to heck with it, let's just get out of here. So the mobile home that we bought 18 years ago for $30,000, we put on the market. And we got $185,000 for it. So once it's sold in the papers, we had a long date. We started looking at real estate listings online, and we saw this place a few times, and it was like, that's way too far north. And we were looking at other places. And we decided to take a tour, and we came up here, and we just fell in love with the place, the area, and the home. So that's how we ended up here.
And that's when you decide this is going to be our house. We're going to build it from here.
Yeah, we're going to do something with it and see what we can do.
But you still haven't thought about what you're going to do with the chapel part of it, the church part of it, though.
Well, right now I've got a photographer going to rent it for a couple of days. Right. I've also been thinking about holding Saturday music sessions for local musicians. I've thought about opening it up to the artist community. There's lots of potters and painters and such around here, so they can have shows. I've been thinking about putting tables in, or having people bring tables in and have a weekly flea market. I've had all kinds of ideas.
Oh, wow. I never even thought about those, and you're right. That would be like fantastic.
Yeah. There's local Indian reserve.
Have you thought about a makerspace?
No, I haven't.
Have you thought about a makerspace?
I would do that in my basement if I did.
A flea market in a church? Didn't Jesus walk in and wipe everybody out?
He trashed the place. Are you kidding?
Changers.
Well,
actually, careful, Al. We're already skirting the line here. Don't push us over the edge.
Actually, Al, if you go back and look at that, it wasn't a flea market. It was actually people trying to gamble in the church.
Oh, okay.
Tax collectors, yes.
Yeah, tax collectors and gamblers and stuff. He run them all out. But yeah.
And if you really think about it, it wasn't a church; it was a synagogue.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I suggested a makerspace is that back where I lived in Massachusetts is an old mill building, literally 300 yards from my workshop, and they took a giant bay area and built a makerspace, and they had every stall leased out in 30 days.
Now, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if we have that kind of demand in here. There's lots of like backyard creators around here. Like I said, painters and potters and those kinds of stuff. People that do their own home. And I don't think I want to get into the liability either.
No, you're right. That makes sense. But I just think because you're up in a cold weather area, how many of those people have to abandon their shops when the temperature drops?
Yeah, and most of them, if they're in their basement, like I've got a potter just next door, and he has his little shop, and he goes in there every day, and I don't think it's easier for him to do that than walk across the street.
Yeah. The only thing that kept me from joining them is I don't like to share my tools.
I don't like sharing either.
And
Aussie Man wants to know that Batman has a stripper pole too.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah,
but
he has a stripper
somehow
pole.
he puts clothes on the way down, so I don't get
Yeah,
it.
he does, doesn't he?
Jim, didn't you talk about like a bed and breakfast kind of thing for hunters or something before?
Well, right now where we are, like I'm just over 2 hours north of Sault Ste. Marie. And you got to go through the mountains to get it. It's a very mountainous area. And there's gold mines that are expanding and opening up. And there's hydroelectric projects going in. And it's just crazy here. Like, it's booming. So we're thinking that long-term workers, we can have them in and they can rent by the month. So we've converted 4 rooms into bedrooms, and I'm sitting in the common area right now, living room, kitchenette type of thing. And just about finished putting in a bathroom for the downstairs. And hopefully that'll be done next week, and we'll be ready to rock by April 1st.
Cool.
April Fool's Day, that's a great opening.
That is.
Anytime. We were hoping for sometime in February to open, but getting supplies up here, we're almost a remote community.
Aussie Man says at least you won't have to go very far for Sundays. And Rockin' Woodwork says it's actually starting to look like an 1800s philosopher or a mission reverend. I think the mission reverend looks pretty good the way he looks right now.
Yeah.
Well, 8 more days.
Put your hoodie up. That would probably accentuate the.
There you go. Get that monk look. There you go.
There you go. It is definitely.
8 more days. 8 more days. The beard comes off. So
fire Jim.
It's the only time of the year. It's the only time of the year it makes my wife. I make my wife happy is when I shave my beard off.
Oh,
she does. She hates the beard.
She who must be obeyed.
Yeah. Well, it's wintertime in Canada, so
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Happy life.
Yep.
Happy life. So, I have your video pulled up here. If you want to go through that,
sure.
Welcome to narration by Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be actually the best thing to do is because it'd be narrated by him. So let me go share screen. Boom. Share.
I do have a couple other videos on it. So in context, if you want to go back and to the audience, go back and look at the earlier videos and you can see the progression.
Throw them up there.
All right, so somehow I messed up, and I'm trying to get over to the chat.
You
There
want-
it is.
You want some hints, Russ?
I clicked on the wrong thing. So this is his video that he's put up on his YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is naturally Jim Dockrell, as you can see right here. And we're going to take a little tour of. Now, this is the Chapel House update as of today, right?
Yeah, that's Friday. I shot and edited and posted the video. So you're
All right,
starting
so
out. You're
Can
in
you
the hallway.
maximize the screen, Russ?
You go ahead and do what?
Can you maximize the screen or he? Yeah.
Oh,
No, the little button right there on the right hand side. No.
You mean talking
Yeah,
about
there,
this?
there.
Yeah, there you go.
There. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Hey,
So that's starting out in the hallway of the place where we live. That's the upstairs of the community center. And we're going into the main entrance. That's our main entrance, and all those ramps will eventually be coming out. I want to do all that wood in wood with a coffered ceiling eventually.
wow.
So we're coming down the stairs. To the left is the water utility room. And I think we peek in there first. And I'm putting in a SaniFlow upflush toilet system. So I'm just going through some of the installation. It was a nightmare to put in. The instructions were terrible.
What's an upflush toilet system?
That's a macerating pump, what you see on the screen right there. And what it does is it chops everything up and sends it up a pipe. Because my septic system is higher than the floor level there. So it's got to shoot it right up to the top.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep, seen those before.
I've never seen one of those.
Oh man, if they work right, they're amazing. They don't work, not amazing.
I'm explaining the venting and the plumbing system that I installed right there.
How'd you like working with PEX?
I loved it.
Isn't it great?
This place has a hodgepodge of everything in it. I've got CPVC, I've got copper, and now PEX, and the PEX is by far the easiest.
Oh
What's that cost like compared to copper?
Cheap. 100-foot roll was $30 Canadian. It's the connectors that get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so worth the money.
That whole section of pipe, that's my vent stack. I had a plumber come in and actually straighten all that out because it was just too big.
Yeah.
He just cut out a huge whole section of it and just replaced everything for me.
What's that one that goes up and ends at the white panel there?
I don't know which one you're talking about there.
Can we back up a little bit, Russ?
With the orange.
It was to the left of everything.
Yeah.
With the orange cap on it?
I didn't see what color the cap was. Right there.
Yeah, the orange cap.
Above the orange cap.
Black cap.
Oh, that was an old toilet. That's our showers up there now. That's a toilet I took out.
Yeah.
And capped it off. And I left it long just in case I have to connect something to it again.
Don't cut it off. You may have to go there again.
Yeah, that's the venting system for the toilet system that I put in. And showing just the PEX and everything running to the shower. It looks like a normal bathroom from the other side, which you'll see in a minute. And of course, the camera won't focus.
It's always the way.
Of course.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, naturally. It comes in. There it is. Because I was just explaining the paint color that we chose there, and it changes with the light. It's kind of different. That's the bathroom I built. I just put that countertop in there the other day. Actually, I put a mirror in above it today. So, and I just did it all in spruce. That's all construction lumber.
I was going to ask.
Looks nice. Really does. It looks nice.
It needs some decorating right now. Once my wife gets to decorating it and getting some color in there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I mean, it looks nice as it is. And yes, I can understand what you're saying. You want to put some decorations on the walls and everything, but I like it.
Yeah.
It works. It works.
Water.
The window used to be twice that size, and I had a half-size window put in and put the fan in the other side.
Now, I want to stop here for 1 second. Now, what is that cement poured underneath that?
That is a concrete floor with a laminate, vinyl laminate put in. It's like strips 7 inches wide and 4 feet long. Yeah, and it's glued down. It's a full glued down job.
Right. So you set the shower on top of that?
No, it just goes to the shower.
Oh, it just goes to the shower.
Yeah,
so what's underneath the shower holding it up?
The shower base is 2x6s plus some plywood shims because the drain has to be higher than the pump.
Yeah.
Right.
To get the slope. So I had to build a platform and raise it up a bit. So I just built a platform, and then I put the wood, same vinyl flooring around it, and then trimmed it out with the spruce.
Okay, I gotcha.
That
So
looks
you had
great.
to lift that up in the
It does.
air for. But what about the toilet now? Why did it have to be lifted up in the air?
The toilet actually flushes, and it doesn't go down through the bottom. It goes out the back.
Okay.
Everything goes out the back and directly into that pump.
Okay.
It attaches. It's only about 13 inches away from that. The pump is only about 13 inches away from that
Okay.
toilet. And I show that on the other videos,
Okay.
the earlier ones.
Right. Pretty cool though. I mean, I like it. I was just like, all right, I can't figure out why I had to put the shower up, but the toilet had to stay on the floor. But that
Yeah.
makes sense if the
Because
toilet
it's
shoots
that
out
up,
the
that
back.
up that I didn't know about.
There's no flange on that toilet underneath it. It
Right,
just
in
sits
other
on the
words,
floor.
Exactly. I had worked on some toilets like that in apartment buildings or motels where they don't go through the floor; they go out the back
Yeah.
into the walls. In other words, and that's the reason you see them bolted to the walls is because it goes out the back.
Yeah. Same idea, except it
Yeah,
just
same
goes
idea.
into a pump.
Right. So I got you. I got you. All right.
I don't know if you'll see there, you can almost see the exit of the toilet there, but not really.
That looks good.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's nice.
I like
Oh
that.
yeah,
That's a nice piece of work.
they had great big 8-foot fluorescents in there that hummed and rattled every time you turned them on. And the wiring is just like surprises constantly. So I put LEDs in there, and then I put the LED over top of the sink, and then I put the fan in. So when you hit the switch, all three come on.
Oh, cool.
Right.
But all the wiring in this side is all black and a red wire. This place was built in the chapel was built in 61. And I think this side was built by 1970 or so.
Oh, okay.
So this is a tour of the bedrooms that we're going to be renting out. So they're all pretty much the same, fair size room. They're
You
all
can put
variations
mirrors on
the
the
theme.
ceiling.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Actually, I put one on the back of the door today. That one.
He's got to install the cameras first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just got to get those in.
yeah. Yeah, because those big hairy miners and forestry workers, you know. So then the second bedroom, we didn't have to do too much to these two bedrooms. They were pretty good shape. But the other two we had to paint. Now the ceilings did get painted on all of them. But they need a heck of a lot of scrubbing. They used to be
Yeah, I
classrooms.
can. Really? Wow. Oh yeah, Sunday school rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they had 6 classrooms, so we converted 4 into bedrooms, 1 into a bathroom, and the 6th one is a bedroom for our own private guests and family if they come up. So we're not going to rent that one out.
Nice.
So, like I said, a fair size room, and like of course
That's a nice size room. If you were
the
going to
decorating
rent
is
or
all
whatever,
left.
go off.
Yeah, and then-
Motel rooms are no bigger than that.
Yeah, well, then you get this on top of it, which is where I'm sitting at that white table right now, and a microwave, like a kitchenette, a Keurig coffee maker that I have no clue on how to operate. Never operated one.
They're tough.
Toaster
Yeah.
convection oven.
Big learning curve.
Yeah, there'll be a kettle there, dishes, and a small fridge. Place to put the dirty dishes and a small fridge. Most of the stuff in here it's either brand new or reclaimed. No in between.
Nice.
Cool.
You know, Jim, since you've got all those bedrooms and stuff in there, one of the things our church campgrounds do up here is they'll have like little weekend workshop kind of retreats for church offices and stuff like that, where they'll just get, 3 or 4 churches will get together and get down to do like brainstorming sessions on how to get more people to come and stuff like.
I don't know if I want that kind of a rowdy bunch around here. I think I'll stick with the miners.
Well, yeah, I mean, get a big deposit because they really trash the drywall and stuff. But that might be something else you can try.
But yeah, those two chairs were here. We went and bought the couch used.
That's cool.
That's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, got to do something with the lighting here so it shows up better. But that color is it's called some sort of green, but sometimes it looks blue and sometimes it looks gray. And
So, is it seafoam?
I'm not exactly sure what it's called. But yeah, you can see the exit of the toilet almost there, it's right behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that does show it right there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Does it exit going clockwise or counterclockwise? Wait.
I don't know. I haven't flushed it yet. I don't have the exit. I don't have the. I don't want to put too much in it because if it goes, it's going not in the pipes.
That would be a drag.
Yes.
So there's a furnace room. That's a utility room. Then we go back. Well, turning out the lights. Then we go back upstairs to the part we're living in. Now that's the pass through that door there. Goes to the other side, to the chapel. So there's two bathrooms over on the left right there. I've turned one into our bathroom and the other into a laundry room, bedroom, kitchen. And this is our living room, dining room.
Oh, wow.
And that couch is 12 feet wide.
Wow.
Holy crap.
And it's just lost in there. So compared to a mobile home, it's there's a coffee table I made. I got a build video on that. So just a quick look around that. But there is a better there is a better tour of it.
Is that the kitchen there in that pass through?
That's a kitchen through the pass-through, yeah.
That's a nice layout.
It is. Like, share, and subscribe, folks.
My big question is, how did you get $185,000 for a mobile home?
Because that's what I asked for, 194.9. And
down here we don't.
In Southern Ontario, you can't. But if you're looking at $250,000 for a home, you're looking at a fixer-upper. You're looking at something that's almost a complete gut.
Wow.
So Southern Ontario market was red hot and we hit it. Now, as it happens, where we are now, where we just moved, it's just exploded too because of all the mines opening up and everything.
Do you have any issues with because the prices of building materials are so high?
Yes.
It's out of control, especially in Canada. It's that much more.
I live in the middle of the boreal forest and try to find a 2x4. Try to find anything around here. I'm far enough north, hardwoods don't grow.
We were talking about that. I was talking about that today to my wife. OBS strand board, which is the just the big chunks of wood put together. It's not particle board. It's actually
Junkie board.
OSB.
Board.
OSB.
It was running for $9 to $10 a sheet. About 4 months ago. It is now $38 a sheet.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So I could have bought everything Home Depot had as much as they could get, and I'd be making a killing on selling it just at twice the price is what it's selling for now.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of forestry goes on around here, and you can't get anything. It's just crazy. It's
a
what happened
used to be $2.50 $2 a piece, $2.50 a piece, and that was the good 2x4s. Now they're running like almost double that, $5-6 a piece.
Well, what happened is a lot of the mills shut down because, well, one, they weren't expecting the business, and 2, they had COVID outbreaks in them. So they shut down, and now there's a shortage, and they can't get caught up because everybody said, well, while I'm stuck at home, I'm going to build a deck or,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, hopefully
so-
it'll just be temporary.
Another
Supply
part of
went-
the problem is that we
supply
get a
went
lot
up.
of lumber. We get a lot of lumber from overseas, and there are ships on the West Coast, especially, lined up waiting to be unloaded. The longshoremen have been destroyed by the COVID. There's nobody working. There's skeleton crews, but the ships are lined up. Mariners can't get jobs because the ships haven't been unloaded to take those guys on board for the next tour. It's a crazy. Everything is backed up.
Supply dried up and demand skyrocketed.
Yep, exactly.
That's
Thank
just
you.
some simple economics.
I was going to
Yeah.
say thank you, Brenda, for putting his YouTube channel out there. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. And
Yeah,
and while you're talking to me, Russ, Jimbo would like to know if you're going to show the pictures from last week.
Yeah, if we get enough time toward the end of the show, I plan on doing that.
Okay.
But
So,
Yeah,
do you
but-
have any regrets of taking on this project?
Well, I just turned 60, and usually about that time, people start slowing down.
I would not take something like that on at 60.
It's expensive. It has to start making money right now, and that's really worrying me because, like, once it starts earning its keep, then it'll be a little bit off the stress meter. But
Right.
we renovated an 1867 farmhouse, and I know exactly the feeling. You know, every time I turn around, lumber prices, material prices were going up. We were both employed, but we weren't making any more money. So,
no, well, there's only 3 types of heat up here: electric, oil, or propane. There's no natural gas here.
oh, that
So,
sucks.
you know, it's costing me a fortune to heat the place, and
I can imagine.
you know,
That's those big spaces too.
yeah, they are. We have 3 furnaces. We have two oil furnaces on this side. Now we've only run 1, and the other side is on propane.
Do you have any fans in them in the rooms?
No, not
Kind of
really.
circulate the air around?
We have outlets underneath the concrete floor that come out into each room. So it's forced air. So it stays pretty comfortable.
So yeah, it was
And-
built in, you said the 60s?
1961, the chapel was completed. And this side was completed by 1973 at least.
So how level are you finding things? Are things settled in yet and nothing's level anymore?
There's not too much straighter level about this place. It was built by the congregation, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
But it's solid. It is really solid. It's
Yeah.
got good bones.
I was helping a minister. He had a church and an outreach center right next to it attached, and he had a big boiler system, and he couldn't keep it running. I says he said they wanted like 180,000 to get it going again and do the repairs. And I says, here's what he said. You know, you have any suggestions? I said, you abandon the boiler and you put 3 furnaces in throughout the building, and that's what he did. And it was not even a third of the cost.
Yeah.
Well, a funny story is when we sold our place down south, we had the furnace inspected, and the manifold was cracked in it. So here, got to call up the furnace company, and I had a brand new furnace installed. And I was moaning and complaining that, oh, here I'm buying a brand new furnace, and there's, never get to use it because we heated with wood for 18 years almost. So we get up here, and we put our offer in, and part of our conditions was the furnace was inspected. Well, it so happened the propane furnace had a cracked manifold.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they had to put a brand new furnace in. So I got a brand new furnace after all. It's just not the one I paid for.
Our old house was, like I said, built in 1867, and you go in the basement, you can see the remains and the evidence of every single type of heating system that's ever been invented. So
I've been in basements like that, yeah.
the coal chute was still there, the coal bin, the first oil system, evidence that someone had put electric in. Didn't last long. They ripped it out because all the knob and tubes are still around the bay. And then they finally switched it to oil. Oh, no, they went to oil, yeah. And right before we bought it, it was switched to gas, all on 1-inch pipe instead of half-inch pipe like gas should have. So it's the most inefficient system on the planet.
Great.
The funny thing is, that 1950s furnace, that beast was still kicking when we sold the house. And it passed inspection.
Well, that's
That's the
good.
important thing.
Yeah, don't know why it passed because I was down here at least once a month doing something to it. But my plumber actually said he needs some repairs for me once. He goes, I said, listen, what's the story on the furnace? He goes, well, it doesn't owe you any favors. Let's put it that way. Like, oh, great.
Well, the heating costs have come down since we've changed the windows in here. And
Oh,
it
yeah?
was like, I had a guy come in and change 23 windows.
Mm,
Normally I'd do that myself, but 23 windows?
yeah.
Oh, I don't have that kind of time.
That would have taken you forever.
I've still got to go around and do all the trim and everything on it. Like there's some spots that I got to fix up, but I just got him to put the windows in and get it done. And
Are you
he's
doing
also
spruce? Like you did
Pardon
the
me?
bathroom, is it all going to be spruce like the bathroom was?
I'm not sure. I'm going to go down south and see if I can get some cedar. I've been looking for mills. Like I said, I'm far enough north. The only hardwood trees around here are birch and poplar, and they're not very big. It's all deciduous trees around here.
Yeah.
Miles of them.
I'm
Miles
not
and
around
miles
in southern Florida. I can't get birch. I can't get cedar. I can't get poplar. I'm like, Jesus, there's nothing down here but crappy pine.
Well, 2 hours away from me, not even that, an hour away from me over the mountain is Batchewana Bay, where the Dave Barrett lives, the Wilderstead channel.
Oh yeah,
And
okay. Yeah.
And he's tapping his maple trees right now. So I mean that's how far away they are. So
Wow.
I've been in contact with them, and they're getting feelers out for lumber mills and around there. So hopefully I can get hardwood. And I've also been in contact with Legacy Lumber, Canadian Woodworks. They have a YouTube channel too. And I'm thinking about importing hardwoods up to here from Toronto area, Mississauga area. So if I can get something going on that, then maybe I'll use the chapel for that as a hardwood outlet. That was another thought. It's just the shipping costs and minimum orders.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have money to make money.
Yep. Now we're going up to Tennessee next month to visit my in-laws. We're taking the truck because I'm going to carry every board foot of lumber I can find back. So.
Well, I've got a 12-foot trailer and a pickup truck, so I can carry a little bit of lumber.
Russell, I wish you told me about the scarcity of lumber down here before we moved.
Well, I have a place within 20 minutes of me that I can get all the lumber I want. The problem being, is, just like I said, is everything's gone absolutely crazy as far as prices. I mean, a 2x4 that I could have bought for a couple of bucks now is running $6-7 for a 2x4. OBS, which was the cheapest crap you could buy on the planet, for $9 is now like $38 a sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it's incredible as to the price of lumber. I was going to redo our bedroom. We just did our bathroom, and I was going to redo our bedroom. And I told my wife, I said, not right now. We'll just sit on it like it is and waiting for the prices to drop because
it'll settle down. It'll come around.
It will, but
it'll take a while though.
I think what happened is it's the same old COVID crap. It's finally caught up to the lumber industry. In other words, they had a stockpile of lumber, and for a while you didn't see a change. But those people were put on hold for the lumber industry, right? And so therefore they've run out of the stockpile, and now they're on a backstroke, so to speak.
It's going to take a couple of years to straighten out.
I don't think it will. I think what's going to happen, we're going to come out of this. It's going to be like the Roaring '20s.
I will think we'll come out of it, but it's going to be a while before we come out of it with the lumber industry because, like I said, there was a stockpile of it. I think all the plywood places, all the lumber places had a bunch of lumber, and they were like, "Hey, this is going to turn around," but their supplies depleted so fast that now they're going like, "Oh crap."
You may be right. You may be right. I'm looking at it from a different angle. That's all.
My buddy's a contractor, and he says these people are paying top notch for these homes here in Wisconsin that they're building, like they're all the most expensive wood and staircases you can get in the world. And he says it's all made to look like that. And it's coming from China because they can't get the real stuff. He says they're paying for the real, all these spiral. He builds these $2 million homes. He says, but it's all fake stuff from China, vinyls and everything.
Lumber from China is sitting on ships off this coast right now, waiting to come in and be unloaded because there's nobody to unload it.
As a Canadian, I'll tell you something. Call up somebody who's influential, whoever they are, congressmen, senators, or whatever, and tell them to drop the softwood tariffs on Canadian lumber.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I don't want to talk about anybody who is a president or anything, but there was this oil pipeline that was coming through, and it would have made a big differential in the price of gasoline and diesel fuel in the United States that was coming from Canada. And some asshole president decided that he was going to stop that pipeline because, I don't know, I think he's... Never mind, but I would like to know.
The irony with that is that I live in an oil economy, and the prices are going to just skyrocket. Everybody's going to be making a lot of money here. So it's kind of a two-edged sword. The oil industry.
It is kind of a two-edged sword. But the pipeline was going to help the economy not only for Canada but for America, because they wouldn't be so dependent on foreign oil.
That oil is going nowhere now, and we're in Canada are importing Saudi oil.
Exactly.
Now, on the other hand, that pipeline was going across an aquifer that served 1/3 of the population of the United States.
Right.
So a reroute would have been a better idea.
Well, maybe so, but how often do you have a problem with a pipeline that you can't correct real quick?
How often
quite
do
often.
you have a drink of water?
How often do they leak? Yeah.
That aquifer is drying up at an alarming rate.
Wow.
And that's agriculture, right? And you need that water to feed yourself and to survive.
I don't see that. I mean, I hear of a lot of ships getting that carry oil over, wrecking and causing so many problems on the Gulf Stream and this stream and that stream. I don't hardly ever hear of a pipeline leaking.
That's because it doesn't.
We do here.
Huh?
We do here. We hear of them.
We don't ever hear
pipeline spills. There's quite a few of them.
Russell, it
more
happens.
than you would think.
Get the coverage.
So I've got a question. So do we have any photos of projects that people have sent in?
Yes, I do.
Nixon gets what I'm saying.
Good idea.
I think we better get off the phone.
I'm taking a hit for the team, guys.
Well, that's
I
fine.
agree
on the
with you,
rails.
Al. Let's get off this subject.
Yeah.
This is an in-person beverage conversation.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that there's better ways to do things, and
Right.
but until we find better ways, we've got to continue on with the ways we got.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know, you don't just switch things overnight and go click. Okay, now we're running everything on something else because something else doesn't exist.
No, and I agree with. There's got to be an alternative to some of this stuff, as far as natural gas or propane or some other things like that. I agree with that. That we have to look at other ways other than fossil fuel.
Well, yeah, it's got to be viable too. You can't put up a wind turbine that takes 100 million megawatts of energy to produce that wind turbine. That'll only make 85 megawatts of electricity in its lifetime because you're losing.
Do you know why? I don't want to get into politics, so I'm going to stay away, but do you know why everybody goes on the wall and turns a thermostat on? Because it's the cheapest route and way. That's why every house has gas and you turn a thermostat. There is no other way right now.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
There isn't.
No, I agree.
We're not like Greenland or anything who has like geothermal.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
So anyways,
we are where we are. And you know, living this far north, I know what heat is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right, so we're not going to solve all the problems tonight.
No, I didn't say we were, and we were just having a conversation, if you don't mind.
You're up.
I can see both sides of the argument.
You're up farther north than we are, and I live in Wisconsin, and we don't have no crime up here because when the criminals take a crowbar and try to pry the door open, the crowbar snaps because it's too cold.
That's because they got it in Harbor Freight.
So then they throw the broken crowbar down, and then they say, I'm out of here, and they go down south. So I can imagine how cold it is up by you.
Actually, all the locals have been saying this has been a very mild winter here.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been too bad up here. And I mean, I've hardly noticed the winter this year because I've been inside working. But it's cold, but it's a lot. You don't have the humidity and wet and slop with it, so it's much more enjoyable. Even when it's 25 below Celsius, it's it's tolerable.
Yep, and we can tell that here. We can tell that here in Wisconsin because we had such a mild winter. We're not getting your northern cold Canadian winds like we always got. So it's been a good year.
No, we sent it down to Texas.
Yeah. I don't want to get into politics again. How do you like them socialist turbines? Them windmills.
I was talking to my mom, and she said in New England, she's amazed at how mild it's been, even though we've had a couple good snowstorms, but it's melted pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
we lost all our snow around Chicago in about a week.
Yeah, Jim,
ours is melting pretty good right now.
That snowblower.
Yeah,
All right,
I know.
So, we're going
Pictures.
Last week we started to talk about some of the projects that other people had sent in.
Yes.
And we got a little overcarried with what we were doing, and we didn't get to that. So these are in my mailbox at contest at simplywoodencreations.com, and they were all sent on March 6th, as you can see over here. So we will get to James, and I think that's James Parker.
Jimbo!
Jimbo. He sent a basket.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. Now, James does this all on his scroll saw.
Wow, nice.
Is that ever nice?
Yeah, this is all cut on his scroll saw.
James does some awesome scroll saw work.
Does he do the box joints on the scroll saw too?
Does he what?
Do the box joints on the scroll saw too? The corners?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes. All this little box joints are done on a scroll saw.
Neat.
And see how he even has these carry through joints, where they come through. Yeah, he does.
I want to know if he uses a spiral or a straight blade. Those look like straight blade cuts.
Those are straight blade cuts.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. They look
Russell, how can you tell the difference?
Because it's not like this.
Because of the accuracy of the cuts.
Yes.
When you get let me go back here just for a second. When you get a joint like this
Right.
Right.
and the
Well, yeah,
accuracy of it, hold on.
I would assume that's a straight blade.
Because number one, a circular blade can never be as thin as a flat blade because it's circular. All right. So therefore, when you see this joint right here, and as flat as it and as good as it, and another one's right here, there would be a gap in between there when they tried to fit together, even if you were using some of the smallest of the circular blades. So yeah, these joints are just too tight to be anything else other than a flat blade.
Yeah, Jimbo
Well, I was
says
wondering
I
on
do
the
not
patterns-
use spiral
on the
blades
patterns.
at all.
Yeah, I know James. I know him. He doesn't use
No, he does not like them.
Nuh-uh.
Right.
But you look at these joints, how tight they are. That cannot be produced. Now, in the same aspect, all of this stuff that is out here, and I don't know if you can see my mouse, but all
Okay.
this stuff,
Yeah, we can see
yes,
it.
this could be accomplished by a circular blade. Yes. Yes, all this stuff right here could be accomplished, and within
Would
fairly.
those corners be as tight?
No, they wouldn't. No, they would not.
All right,
No,
cool.
they would not.
I haven't
For
tried
instance,
spiral blades
I don't
yet,
know
so
if this
I was
is going to
asking.
work, but you
Oh, wow.
look how square these corners are.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen on.
Yeah, that looks good, Russ. By the way.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
Okay.
And you look at the accuracy. Look at that.
Yeah.
How well that joint fits. That
You
is
should
a
use
flat
a
blade.
CNC. It looks like CNC work.
Well, I was
Show
asking
off,
because I haven't
James.
tried a spiral blade yet. So
And then when you go to stuff like this,
Yep.
I mean, look how that is just.
that
Dying.
Yeah, that is really good. Yeah,
is fracking amazing.
it is. It is.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've seen James. He gave me some of his work, and so I know how he can do it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Indeed.
Yep, absolutely beautiful.
That's nice.
He said he does not use spiral blades at all.
Wow.
Doesn't like them.
I have no opinion. I haven't tried it yet, but I've been thinking about it.
Well, now I use them for certain things, but I've got to figure out how to get the heck out of this. Oh, there we go.
I don't
So,
use, I don't use spiral blades because my laser don't like them.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
I've
All
seen
right,
that
so
too. Yeah.
this comes from Rick St. Louis.
They're all nice too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rick
What
here
are those
today.
things? Little. They look like cubo holders, but I know they're not.
Yeah,
Emblems?
I'm not sure what these are. If Rick St. Louis is out there, maybe he can tell us what these
Wow.
are.
They look like presentation boxes of some
Yeah, that's what
sort.
I was exactly thinking. Some kind of award.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
an
It's a
award.
little
No,
box.
now this is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, a family tree. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Those things kind of look like Air Force
they do.
squadron emblems.
Yeah, they do. They look, and it is a box. Yeah, it's the top and the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yep,
see it.
there's the bottom.
So is Rick St. Louis out there?
Yeah, I asked in the chat there. I haven't seen anything yet.
That is neat. I like
Now,
that.
who's this coming from? This is coming from Aussie Man.
I wonder
Uh-oh.
if he frocked it or if he
Oh,
actually
Rick's-
lined it
Rick is out there.
with felt. Is it frocked or is it lined with felt?
Well, I guess he will answer us.
Yeah,
Fraternity
it's a
box.
fraternity box.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How'd you do the inside, Rick?
This is Aussie Man's.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
That's
Oscar's got that neat machine, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, and this is not the first time he sent us some of these pictures. This is the second time that some of the stuff he does, and yes,
That's why his
This
name
is
is
so
Aussie
cool.
Man.
yeah, he's
Rick says-
awesome.
Rick says the tree is for a friend's 50th anniversary.
Ah,
It's for
Yeah.
flocking. Yeah, I said frocking because I don't know.
It's
What
not
I'm talking about.
frocking;
It's-
it's flocking.
It's flocking.
flocking,
No, flocking
great.
was what I
It's
took
a
a little while ago.
flocking. It's a flocking good time.
Oh, those are just too cute.
FLOCKING.
What about the little boxes, Rick?
Those are like gnomes. Those are so cool.
That
That's
is.
neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I like the
That's
colors
7.
he used.
The 7 dwarves?
No, they're just
Yes.
gnomes.
I counted too. There's more than 7.
Yeah.
Do you not know what a gnome is?
No, I
It
know.
looks like a dwarf. It looks
Well,
like
then
Those are
go
dwarfs.
look it up on the type into Google
We
gnome, and
know
you'll
what
find
gnomes
them.
are, Russ.
with a G.
Yeah, exactly.
Gnomes.
They're leprechauns.
Yeah, isn't that a town in Alaska? Nome?
It is.
So,
It's a neighborhood.
but
Yeah.
yes,
My family has
it's
been.
kind of like funny. I look over here, and I have like 3 different monitors, and every one of them is sync. I'll do this one first, which shut down those screens. And then I'll look over here, and the next one I can see my mouse going over until it shut down, and then boom, and then this one will go shut down,
Oh,
and then
cool.
boom. They're all in sequence.
That was some cool work.
Yes. Very
The
nice
scroll work
work.
was amazing.
And I'm sorry I did not get the time to show it off last week. We were just like, by the time the end of the show,
Awesome work.
but yes, it was some nice work. And we're going to dedicate it. I think we got somebody for next week.
Yeah, we do.
We got somebody for next week as far as a guest. And then the following show, and so I'm giving y'all plenty of heads up for those of you who are out there. I want to do a strategic show on nothing but people that send me information into contest at simplywoodencreations.com. In other words, you can send your videos or your pictures, and we'll do nothing but everybody that sends it in to us for that night and show it. So that will be next. Let me look at the calendar. Next week is the 20th. Looking at it right now, which will be, we have a guest. So the 27th will be highlighting everybody who was out there, your projects. All you have to do is send me pictures and or videos. It has to be a short video or you have to give me a link to your YouTube channel so I can show it. Because if you don't, only short videos are allowed on like Google or Yahoo. It'll be able to take a 30-minute video. It has to be like really short, like 3 minutes or so. But if you'll send your pictures or video to contest@simplywoodencreations.com.
Contest@simplywoodencreations.com. I'm putting it in there.
And that is for the show on the 27th. You can start sending them in right now. I don't care. I'm going to clear out tonight when I get off. I'll clear out all those projects that everybody has sent in, and you can start sending them out tonight. So
You got
the
a couple
27th,
people out here that said you didn't get theirs. Like
obviously
Frenzy
not. Well,
Send them again.
Do what?
Leonard Davis.
Yeah.
well, if they
Contest.
didn't send it to contact, I showed you my email. Here is my email.
Contest@simplywoodencreations.com for the show on the 27th.
Let me go back and do this. So share.
Maybe I'm just spelling it wrong or something. Oh yeah, and something about time changing. The time springs forward, so make sure you set your clocks 1 hour forward.
This is
tonight.
my inbox. If you will look up here, it is contest@simplywoodencreations.com. This is all I got in that folder, and this was sent to me on March 6th.
So why is it a Google account, Russ? Is it forwarded from simplywoodencreations.com?
No, that simplywoodencreations.com is a Google account.
Okay.
Yes. It's a Google account. It's not, and you said it wrong. You said simplywoodencreations.com. This is contest@simplywoodencreations.com.
Yeah, contest@simplywoodcreations.com. Yeah, that's
Right
what I
there
put
it
in.
is.
Yep.
Contest@simplywoodcreations.com. These are the emails that I received. So if you send them to anywhere else, I don't know about them. These were all sent last weekend. What is the date? Was last weekend? March 6th. March 6th, right there. And that's when these were sent, and we said send them that night, and they were all sent on March 6th. So if people are saying I didn't get theirs, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my account.
Leonard says he tried Contest and Russ's, and both did not work.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. These people worked.
Spam filter.
Yeah.
If you misspell one letter, it's not going to get there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I'd spam lettered anyway.
So, anyways.
So, guys, for next week, we've got a very new YouTuber coming up. His name is Doug McCarty. And he just started his YouTube channel, and he's a member of the Illinois Woodworkers group on Facebook. So we were kind of, just looking for new people to get on, and he's going to be on next week. So I think he said his last project was a coffee table. So
We're looking forward to having him on.
Yep.
And one more time, start sending them now for the show, which is on the 27th, and it's contest. I don't know how much clearer I can make that.
Yeah, I just hope I didn't misspell it. Maybe that's the problem.
Contest at simplywoodencreations.com.
Watch what you say, Al. He'll blame you.
We're not saying it's your fault now.
I'm holding it
saying
up
we're
there.
blaming
So if they can't read it, it's not your problem.
I've heard Al's typing skills are to be questioned, so yeah.
So
Good recognition or bad recognition is still recognition.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
No, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it is what it is. That's the thing I sent out. That's the thing that I posted. And if I don't get them, I'm sorry. I don't understand why I'm not getting them, but I get some and I don't get others. I can't explain that. It's called the internet.
Yep.
It's called the internet.
They used UDP instead of TCP, so it's unreliable. No, it's
TCP IP.
All right, we're getting ready to sign off here. Jim.
Yes.
Man, I tell you what, you have that's astonishing that you would take on something like this. And you said you're what, 60 years old?
Just turned in February.
Yeah, I'm 62 or 63 actually. I forget my age sometimes. So I understand my little quirks and my back problems and stuff, but I can imagine tackling on what you're trying to tackle on at your age, man.
And with a bad knee.
Yeah, with a bad knee. So yes.
Leg.
So that's outstanding.
Got one of them little handicap placards in my truck too.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And the stuff I've seen that you've done and that's awesome, man. I give you a
well, thank you very much.
No,
and thanks for having me on.
All right. So real quick, now doing all this and stuff that you've done in woodworking, we're going to woodworking confessions. What is one of these things that you have done that after you did it, you thought to yourself, why the heck did I do that? In other words, something that you did that caused you pain or bleeding or unconsciousness, anything in the thing about, and I give this example. One day I was holding up two pieces of wood and I went to nail them together with a brad nailer. They were both a half an inch and I forgot I had an 1.5 inch nail. So it went through the wood into my finger and I felt it real quick like. So anything you can give us on one of those things that we need to forgive you for?
The bloodier the better. The bloodier the better.
I've got a 1986 Craftsman table saw and I built it into a large cart. And I have to make my own zero clearance inserts for it. So I had my zero clearance insert on, and usually I clamp a board over the top of the insert and raise the blade through it. Well, this time I figured, I'll just hold the board down. And I brought the blade up, and it was fine until I looked up and I twitched a little bit, and the board moved and caught it. Made a mess of my finger, but it healed up all right.
He's got examples.
Yeah, but it hurt right away.
I bet.
Oh, I bet it did. I bet it did. Oh.
Yeah, so I had the table saw accident, and it was my own stupidity.
Well, forgive you, my son, and may you not have any more accidents in the wood shop.
I've been careful since then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how that happens? Huh?
Yeah, right quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My father had a circular saw, and he was cutting through a piece of wood, and I don't know what happened. I can't explain it because I was too young. I just remember that the actual hand saw, or circular saw, jumped up and cut the corner of his thumb and through this knuckle on this finger and the tip of his finger.
Ow.
Gag.
Yeah, that was a circular hand saw.
Ow.
Yeah. And for years after that, he would hold up his hand, and his thumb was at like a triangle. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He had it was like a part of a thumbnail. It was like exactly like you drew a line across there. It was like, so.
I've worked with a few.
You can see the pattern from the saw.
You can see it definitely when he held his hand together, how it caught all three of them at one time.
Wow. Oh,
I don't know what he did. It was like, and what's amazing about, I got to say one more thing. What's amazing about when you talked about a circular saw back in the day, it was called a skill saw. You got a skill saw? You got a skill saw? I need you to go get the skill saw. Because skill was one of the first products that came out with a circular saw, so to speak. They were all skill saws. So they carried the brand name from that day forward. Go get me a skill saw. And now, DeWalt has them, Ryobi has them, Craftsman, everybody has them. But they were, back in the day, they were a skill saw. And he got his cut on an authentic, original skill saw.
The Mag 77?
I don't remember. I was too young.
I worked
My
at
dad always said it was skill saw because you're supposed to have the skill to use it safely.
That's a good one, Chris. That's a very good one.
That's what my dad always said.
I've worked
All
at
right. So, Jim, thank you for being on once again. I appreciate it.
That was
Thanks
fun.
for
That was
having
good.
me.
And I hope and pray that you really do make, I know what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do, and I hope you do that and make it, my friend. I hope you do it.
Well, prayers are always well appreciated.
You have my prayers for you.
We got you
All
back,
right, guys.
buddy.
We are out of here. I appreciate y'all all being on there tonight. We've had a lot of people on there tonight on Facebook, on Instagram, or not Instagram, on Twitch. Thank you all for being out there and on Facebook. I appreciate it very much. And remember, if you're too busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And God bless.
You don't have to go home, but you can stay here. And may the road rise up to meet you. And may you be in heaven 5 minutes before the devil knows you're dead.
What Chris said.